Got something extremely exciting to show you here today. This is our November 2023 on a 73 plate Volkswagen Transporter. This is a T6.1, so the facelifted 6th generation of the VW Transporter. This is a T32, which means it's got a 3.2 ton gross vehicle weight. It's got the 2-litre bi-turbo TDI diesel engine producing 204 PS, which is roughly 204 brake horsepower. That is accompanied with a 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox. This is a short wheelbase, 4Motion, meaning it's 4-wheel drive. What did start its life as a panel van, but has had a comprehensive Combi conversion, which we'll talk you through. Finished in the fantastic deep black pearl, of course Euro 6 and diesel. And what we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around and say I'll show you the spec that is on a Highline panel van of this age. This van has got just about every conceivable optional extra from factory on it, so we'll talk you through all of those. We'll also talk you through the fantastic conversion that has been done on the van. We'll also talk you through its condition as it sits here today, and also things like the service history, seeing as the vehicle is currently available for sale with us here at Bridgend Van Centre. So, first thing to note with this van is there is no VAT to pay. So the reason for that is that there was no VAT on it when we purchased it, which would mean that the previous owner was not VAT registered. And then we can't charge VAT on something that we haven't paid VAT on. So a very, very rare opportunity if you're looking for particularly a 4Motion, what is effectively a Highline Combi of this sort of age, there'll be little to no choice out there with no VAT. So a very, very unique opportunity, and especially with the spec that is on this particular van. Starting here then at the rear of the vehicle. Now this one was spec'd from factory with a glazed rear tailgate with, of course, glazed meaning it has got the rear window, but also with the rear wiper as well. Highly unusual to see one like that, but of course this was spec'd with this conversion in mind. It went, it was ordered by the conversion company with this exact spec for the purpose of what you'll see in the back of this van shortly. So very nice to see that factory glazed tailgate with the rear wiper. Now, part of the full styling package which the conversion company did, which is Vanworx, they did the rear spoiler, which you can see up here at the top. You can see down below then there's a nice carbon rear bumper protector, which is on the top of the rear bumper there. You've also got rear parking sensors. Now you will also notice there's an extra parking sensor around the side, which brings us on to another factory optional extra, which is that this one has got park assist, which gives you that extra parking sensor on the front and rear. So the idea is that the vehicle can park itself because it gives a full sort of 360 degree monitoring for its parking, and it can park itself. What it actually means in practical sense is that it gives you more of a display when you're maneuvering the vehicle. Down below then you can see underneath the rear bumper, you can see there that this one has actually also got a factory fitted removable tow bar, and you can see the electrics there, 13 pin electrics. If we open up the rear tailgate then, while we're doing that, you can also see that this one is also spec'd with a reversing camera, which is very nice. Again, another optional extra. And then this gives us a look into the back of the van. So this has got, as a full comprehensive Combi conversion, but it's actually had a third row of seats added as well, making this an 8-seater. So really, really nice setup in the back of here. But just to talk you through some of the bits which have been done here in the back. So this has been completely carpet lined with this lovely suede or Alcantara headlining at the top. You can also see that there are switches here for the lights. So the lights are split into sort of two sections. So this switch here controls the back two lights and also the lights in the tailgate just there. And there's also switches further up then to control the 4 in the front, but fully carpet lined throughout. This has got an incredible sound deadening package to it as well. So the van, I don't know if you can hear this, but the van is absolutely dead. And what I mean by that is when you sort of tap these panels, if you were to do that on a van that hadn't been sound deadened, you'd get a sort of almost like a tinny sort of reverberation when you do that. When a van is thoroughly sound deadened like this right the way throughout the vehicle, you get that really sort of dead thud when you tap the panel. So that is going to make a huge difference to the day-to-day driving of the vehicle with it being a lot quieter. 12-volt socket has been added here in the back, and it's also got a full Audison sound upgrade throughout the vehicle as well, which includes the addition of these rear speakers back here. So, and I've noticed that just by playing the radio in there, again, and probably the sound deadening complements it also, but having these extra speakers in the back and also upgraded speakers in the front, it gives you a much better sound quality throughout, and a much more of a sort of surround sound to the audio, having sound coming from the back, whereas in a normal van or Kombi it would purely just be in the cab. Part of the Kombi conversion, they have used a proper Volkswagen rubber flooring in here as well, which is of course always nice to see. Really, to be honest with you, looking at this van, even to someone who's looking at this day in day out, it would be nigh on impossible to tell that this was not a factory Kombi, even to the extent that they have used factory opening side glass for the side loading doors, which I don't think I've ever seen that used on a Kombi conversion before. Even, you know, there's a lot of aftermarket options out there which have a recessed window or even a flush window, which is slightly smaller than this, which is a little telltale sign. But to use factory Volkswagen glass for the side windows, as it makes it nigh on impossible to tell that this isn't a factory Kombi. Even the side steps here with the little welcome courtesy light there as well, that is unique to a Kombi, so of course they've even thought of that also. Opening up this side loading door, then we can see then the Kombi seats in the vehicle here. Now all of the seats have been trimmed in this fantastic black leather with the lovely hex stitching throughout. Isofix compatibility across all of the seats here in the second row. Also a 2+1 seating configuration, which is definitely favourable, giving you access then easily into onto those rear seats as well, which is set up as a bench, and of course that full leather continues there into the back. Condition wise, it's pretty much impossible to fault, if we're being completely honest. I mean, exterior wise, our guys have done just an absolutely phenomenal job when it comes to fully machine polishing the vehicle. You can just see how clean and tidy it is really throughout. There's not really anything to fault on this vehicle at all, but yeah, certainly the same is said for the interior as well, with this lovely black leather interior. So as you can also fold these down, so pulling on these little tabs just here, you can fold the seats down in half. You can do exactly the same with the double seat there as well, and of course all of these seats are removable, so you could quite quickly, if you wanted to, turn this back into a 2-seater. You could have it as a 4, 5, 8-seater. There's lots of configuration that you could have in the back of here with these seats. Again, as I mentioned, that proper VW factory floor has been used as well. Another one of the optional extras, not only has it got twin side loading doors, which would be an optional extra, but they are both power latching. What that means is that when you shut the door, they are soft closed. So that last little part of the closing, that is soft closure. Part then of the styling. So I mentioned the rear spoiler. They've also changed the rear badge for gloss black. They've lowered the vehicle on H&R lowering springs. And then these brand new wheels have been fitted. We fitted these alloy wheels as part of our preparation. So these are a brand new set of Velocity alloy wheels, so 20-inch, and they are staggered. So it's actually a slightly wider alloy on the rear to the front. That is not a curbing mark. That is a little bit of tyre gel just there. The wheels are staggered, so the wheels at the back are slightly wider, which gives you this nice sort of concave look to the rear wheel, and then the front is more of a flatter face, but it really helps with the stance of the vehicle, I think, as they having that wider rear alloy wheel. I think set the van off very, very nicely with everything in gloss black, with the gloss black wheels as well. Gives it very much a stealth look. We've got a nice set of angled sidebars, a set of roof bars just there. And then if we open up the cab, we can start to have a look inside the cab here. So again, another factory optional extra. This one has got cab carpet. And looking at the front seats, the leather continues into the front. You've actually got this nice sports bolster upgrade on the front seats with nice perforated leather as well. Really nice touch that, I think, to have the perforated leather. Gives very much a premium feel here in the front. And these bolsters here, I actually had these on my own van. They're sort of a GTI bolster. makes a big difference to how that feels and hugs you into the seat, gives you a lot more stability. But yeah, even just shutting the door, it is incredible. The sound, even into the front doors here, the sound deadening that they have used on this is quite remarkable. Very nice indeed. The Vanworx mirror caps, which is actually under the lacquer of the paint on the mirror caps there, and as I say, it's nicely branded with on the mirror caps in the leather there as well, giving a very nice feel throughout. Round to the front then, more optional extras to speak of here then. So of course it has got the LED headlights, which is a really nice upgrade of course to have. Of course, front parking sensors, which come as standard on a Highline, but as I mentioned, it has got that extra parking sensor on the side because it has got that park assist option as well. Part of their what they call their Thruxton package is this lovely front splitter, which is really subtle and nicely molded to the front bumper of the vehicle and all color coded as well. And I think that, tying in with the gloss black lower grills, the gloss black upper grill, the gloss black badge, as I say, it gives a very nice stealth look to the van overall. And as I mentioned right at the start, 4Motion, which is a unique selling point really for this van, being that it is four-wheel drive. As I mentioned, twin side loading doors, again, major benefit on this particular van. Something I wish I had on mine when I had it was twin side loading doors. It just makes life so much easier day to day, being able to gain access to these rear seats individually as you please. As I mentioned, you've got those extra light switches just here on the front, and also some nice USB-Cs which have been added onto each pillar as well, so really nice for your rear passengers. Into the cab then, we have got electric windows, electric heated folding mirrors, but again some more optional extras here. This one has got the rear diff lock, so if you ever were to find yourself in a muddy field, you can lock that rear differential so both those rear wheels are turning at the same time. And you've also got hill descent as well. So if you ever at some point in time, if you were to turn this maybe into, maybe put chunky wheels on this, and maybe even raise the suspension, it could make a very good swamper vehicle as well if you wanted to go down that route. But some really nice optional extras to have there. 2 full flip remote keys, of course, come with the vehicle. Leather multifunctioning steering wheel. You've got your adaptive cruise control on the left-hand side. Onboard computer controls just there as well. 19,739 miles. You can see it's all idling correctly there. No warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard. Having a look at the driver's seat, lovely condition here. You can see the condition of the bolster. You're starting to get a tiny bit of wear just on the very edge there. We're starting to lose some of the coloration, but it hasn't sort of lost any structure or anything. It's all really very nice, but I say just a tiny little bit of wear just starting to come there on the very edge. Into the center then, another optional extra, and this one's got Discover Media Satellite Navigation, which of course gives you sat nav, as you can see here. But crucially, the first screen that we're on, it gives you wireless app connect. So on a normal Highline Transporter, you have to plug your smartphone into one of the USB-Cs down here. But when you've got Discover Media Nav, not only do you get this larger flush screen, which I think looks a lot better, certainly a better display, but also you get wireless app connect. So as soon as you've connected your smartphone to this via Bluetooth, as soon as you jump into the van the next time, you've got your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto there completely wireless. If I put the vehicle into reverse, you can see the reversing camera just there. That's wave goodbye to Alan. He's one of the detailers here. And you've of course got DAB radio on there as well. Into the center then, we've got heated seats. That's another optional extra. As I mentioned, that park assist just there as well. This one was also spec'd with the upgraded main battery, with the upgraded alternator, and also I believe a second battery was also optioned on this. It has also got traffic sign recognition, again another optional extra, and it's got high beam assist as well, which is another optional extra. So it really has got, I'm struggling to think of any that it hasn't got actually, but it's got just about, as a panel van, just about every conceivable factory optional extra on this particular vehicle. But just looking how clean and straight this is absolutely stunning. We have record of a previous service which has been carried out on this van, and I'll put the details of that in the description. Of course, we've put the van right through our van specialist workshop, which is Bridgend Van Care. They've conducted a thorough multi-point health check on the vehicle, going right through it and making sure everything is absolutely spot on, which I'm pleased to say it is. It's all absolutely ready to drive away from here immediately now. So it is, yeah, all good to go. But just to summarise then, this is a November 2023 on a 73 plate, no VAT, T32, 4Motion, 204 brake horsepower, DSG, with the fantastic Combi conversion from the guys at Vanworx, with that, even that third row of seats, full leather, fantastic sound deadening, as they just about every optional extra that you could put on the vehicle. Lovely lining in the back with the suede head lining, and even nice touches like the factory VW glass on the sides. Previous service history, of course, you've got the balance of manufacturer's warranty on this as well until November of 2026. And I say, just such a unique opportunity with no VAT to pay. If you'd like to see the full advert, you can head over to our website there, bridgendvans.co.uk. That's where you'll find the price, the description and the photography of this van, and of course all of the others that we've currently got advertised as well. Thank you very much for watching.